Hi, I'm Carmen West. I currently work in the Diocese of Galveston-Houston at a private school which is located in central Houston. The school opened in 1961. We currently have grades pre-kindergarten 3 through 8th grade, and we have a 26-member faculty. Our school population is very diverse. We currently have 55% Hispanic, 33% Anglo, 4% African American, 3% Asian, 3% multiracial, and 2% other. We currently have an enrollment of 288 students. The first video that I chose to observe was of a pre-kindergarten 4 classroom. The teacher of this classroom is a 37-year veteran of early childhood education. Her class is comprised of 16 students, 9 of which are girls, 7 of which are boys. The classroom itself is also diverse, representing multiracial, Hispanic, and Anglo students. 4 students in the classroom have challenges with auditory recall. 3 students have a dysgraphia diagnosis. 3 students have an ADD diagnosis. 1 student has difficulty with small muscle movement. The layout of the classroom includes tables and chairs, which are all integrated with boys and girls, giving a good balance to the room. There is a large rainbow rug that is sectioned off by squares, which is great for defining space and also colors, rows, and directionality. The classroom also has its own bathroom so that students can be independent. The early childhood classroom is center-based and print-rich. Everything is labeled, including the clock, the restroom, the cubbies, the tables, crayons, markers, pencils, etc. All centers are also clearly labeled and defined as art, language arts, dramatic play, science, and library. The layout of a typical pre-kindergarten 4 school day includes morning routine, language arts, circle time, snack, specials, which specials could include music, PE, computer, art, or library. There is also lunch, free play, language arts again, quiet time, math, circle time, and dismissal. I will get more into depth about what has occurred in the pre-K4 classroom in my conclusion. The second video that I chose to observe was the 2nd grade class. They were in a PE class, and this classroom, although they attend their PE class all together, they are split into 2 classes during their academic time. This 2nd grade class is comprised of 25 total students, 11 of which are boys, 14 of which are girls. This is also a diverse classroom representing African American, Native Hawaiian, multiracial, Anglo, Asian, and Hispanic. Again, this was during their physical education time. The physical education teacher of elementary has 26 years at the elementary level. At this level, physical education classes primarily takes place in the school gymnasium. The emphasis of the elementary physical education program is on the development of the child through many movement experiences. Areas of focus include spatial awareness, physical fitness, gross motor skills, coordination, learning to be physically active in a general setting. Activities are designed to encourage students to display good sportsmanship and teamwork while being physically active. Other areas of focus are the implementation of recreational and lifetime activities. The goal is to have an environment where students have enjoyed their learning experience and want to continue to be active long after their school years have ended. On this day, Coach P has the area ready for activity with spot markers, adjustable volleyball nets, cones, and beach balls. When the students enter the gym, they know exactly where to line up so that class may begin. This has obviously been well practiced and the students are well rehearsed. Coach P uses a hand signal and waits for silence so that he may explain the lesson. Students are attentive as he defines the space with spot markers and cones. He communicates that today's lesson will be a continuation from the last class. The students are working on their volleyball skills. They have already covered setting as well as serving as well as passing, but passing is continuing on this day. Students are asked, what are the key points of passing? Students are able to recall the information that Coach Paul has given them, stating hands together, arms straight, knees bent, and when Coach P asks the class where the ball should hit them for passing, they are able to communicate on their arms. I will give more information about the lesson in my conclusion.
Package. There's a cute planter. Some have butterflies on them and some have honeybees. It has your mom's card in it that Miss Kennedy cut. It has a pack of seeds for you to plant and a special note to your mom. And then the outside is your card that you made with Miss Broussard. And the other side of the bag is the side that you decorated with things that your mom liked. So we're going to read How a Seed Grows by Helen Jordan. And the illustrator that drew all these cute pictures is Loretta Krumsky. What kind of garden do you think she's working in right here? Davis, what kind of garden is this? What kind of garden is this? There are different kinds of gardens. Who's making that noise that doesn't go with our group tonight?
Berkeley.
Anderson, you've answered for her again. I did not send you all to the restroom at once. Raise your hand if you heard Miss Keenan say, please, all girls go to the potty.
No.
I invited Clara to the restroom. That's what Miss Keenan's ears heard. What did your ears hear? What did your ears hear? Were you listening? What did your ears hear? They didn't hear Miss Keenan invited me to go to the restroom. That is not what your ears heard. Your words are coming out of your lips. And when you make that how a seed grows. How a seed grows. This is a flower garden, Davis Cortez. how a seed grows. A seed is a little plant. It is a plant that has not started to grow. Apple trees and daisies, carrots and corn, clover and wheat all grow from seeds in the ground. You need some time in the thinking chair? That's what you're showing me. She's trying to learn. What are you trying to do? That's disturbing. That's not the way honeybees act. Okay? Show me how to make a better choice. All these seeds grow from the earth that are planted in the ground. Who else is waiting for these vegetables and flowers to grow? The rabbit right there. Here is a tree seed. Someday it will look like this. So here it is right now. But look what happens when it gets covered up with the earth, and then the rain comes down, and then the sun brings warm sun rays out to cause it to start to grow in the earth and push up through the ground. Here is a flower seed. Someday it will be a sunflower just like it is. And some of you do have sunflowers in your present to your mom. Not everybody, because Ken has all different kinds of packages. Some seeds grow slowly. These are the seeds of an oak tree. So what are these drawings? What kind of seed is this? An acorn. And squirrels love acorns. An oak tree grows very, very slowly. You would be a father or a mother or even a grandfather or a grandmother before the tree would stop growing. The illustrator that drew these cute pictures are my very favorite. Simple, and there's a cat in the tree. Some seeds grow fast. This is a bean seed. It grows very fast. It grows so fast that it becomes a bean plant in just a few weeks. So when it's down here, this is what it looks like. Next person, wear these shoes to the body and blow your nose while you're in here. In just a little while, this seed will open up in the bottom, push itself up through the ground, and it'll start to look like this. You can plant bean seeds yourself. I invited you to the restroom. We used pole beans. Pole beans are different kinds of green beans. They're not all the same name, just called green beans. They're different particular kinds. You can use pole beans, bush beans, or lima beans. You can plant the seeds in eggshells, or in tin cans, or an old cup, or a little flower pot. Be sure that your containers have holes in the bottom. If your container doesn't have a hole in the bottom for the water to drain through, then whenever the roots, when the seed opens up like Miss Kennon's fist like this and starts to make its roots to hold it in the ground, if it's too much water, the roots will, they kind of just fade away. They don't grow. So you want to be sure that your planter has an opening in the bottom of it. We used eggshells. We used a pencil to make some holes in the bottom of the eggshell. We filled 12 eggshells with soil like this. So you can do this at home. That's why Miss Keenan loves this book. This is a great idea book. We made a hole in the soil with our finger, and then we put the bean seed right inside. Plant one seed in each hole. Cover the seed with some soil or some dirt. Sprinkle the soil carefully with a little water. Number the shells. What number is this one? 2. So I put 1 on the first shell, 2 on the next, and then all the way up to make 12. So they made a whole carton full of shells planted with beans. Who else is watching? Cecilia, you're next to the restroom. Go out your road. Put all the eggshells in the egg carton. Put the carton in the sunlight on a windowsill. Some bean seeds grow faster than others. Our seeds begin to grow in 3 days. Your bean seeds may take a little longer. Berkeley, sit down. You won't be able to see your seeds growing yet. They start to grow under the soil where you can't see them. When your seed is down inside the dirt, can you see that with your eyes, Miles?
No.
No, who sees it though? are, they can't see their seeds growing, but look where they put it. They put it where? Brooke? What do you call that part of the window? It has a little ledge like this. It's a big word, window sill, say that. In the window sill, kind of like over here where we have your gift bags. Come on, Berkeley, you're wasting time. 5, 4, that happens by itself. Let's go. You're being a pokey turtle, let's go. So they're watching all of their 12 eggshells. They're going to see which eggshell grows first, or whether they grow in order. 1 first, then 2, then 3. So that would be something fun to do at home with your parent.
Yes.
Water your seeds a little bit every day. The water soaks into the seeds begin to grow. More water soaks into the seeds get fatter and fatter because they're getting ready to open up. Who else is watching? The cats eat green things? No. Maybe. Miss Skinner had a cat that ate corn on the cob. Wait for 3 days and then dig up seed number 1. It may be soft, it may be fat. So what could it be, Matthew? It could be what? You weren't listening to the words. What answer?
Soft or it can maybe be fat.
Right. That means it's getting ready to start to open all the way up, put its roots in the ground, and start to push up through the dirt. Soon the seed will grow so fat that the skin will pop off. In 2 more days, dig up the seed number 2. Watch what the cat's doing. The cat's very interested in them planting. Next person for the potty is Brooke. Maybe it will look different now. Maybe the skin of the seed will be loose. What's she using right here in her hand for to make it look bigger? A magnifying glass. And what does a magnifying glass do, Brooke? Alan?
Make things bigger.
Right. Girls, you're disturbing me. Sit down right now. No ma'am, sit down. You're disturbing me right now. This is not your time to get up and walk around. Now a root starts to grow. The root grows from one side of the bean seed to the other. The root pushes down into the soil and down, down, down the root stays. Why does God make a plant or a flower have roots, Bishop Van?
Because that's how God made it.
Well, that's true, but why does he put a root on a plant, Mariana, down in the earth? If he didn't have a root, what would happen to the plant? Your words are coming out and you answered for her. The plant would just fall over. If you didn't have your legs, could you stand up?
No.
If you didn't have feet for your legs to fit into, would you be able to walk?
No.
No. So that's kind of how God made the plant and the seed. Next person for the potty is Alan. So the root pushes down into the soil, down, 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 then dig up seed number 3. Can you see the roots? It looks like this. So it grows a little arm that has fingers on it. After a few more days, dig up seed number 5. Something else is happening. Little roots will be growing from the big roots. They look like tiny little hair. They are called root hairs. Root hairs. I just told you if you were listening. Day after day, the roots in the root hair push down into the soil. Now look how many. First of all, it started with 1. Day after day, the bean seeds are pushed up. The soil is pushed inside. Watch your seeds as they grow in the eggshell. A shoot is starting to be the beginning of a green plant. The shoot means the first thing that comes up through the soil, pops its head up out of the dirt. A shoot grows toward the sun. I'm sorry you did that by yourself, and we're going to leave it like that. Watch your seeds. Some may come through the ground. Some may have broken open. Maybe some of your seeds have not started to grow. How many are growing? Count them. You can see her counting hers right here with her. Quiet. Lips quiet. She's counting. I think the cat's counting too. The bean seeds grow fast. The shoots, that's the part that's up out of the earth, the shoots turn green. See, here's the part that's coming up, now it's going green. The leaves come next. Now your bean seeds are bean plants. They look like this. How many of your bean seeds are bean plants? Look, he's counting. He's carrying them. They're going to their garden. A seed needs many things to grow. Now he's taking it out of the eggshell. Good morning. Good morning. Out of the eggshell, and he's planting the eggshell. That's what's good about the eggshell. The eggshell will all of a sudden down in the earth, when it's sitting in the earth like this, the eggshell will just kind of become all apart, and then it goes away like magic, Davis. Or my eyes here. And all of a sudden, the plant is going to be in the water. It needs soil and water and sun. Look at all our cute bean plants that live. Let's count and see how many of our eggshells grew.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know who just kept on counting. Miss Keena, just finger stop. But somebody else took charge for me. Not a good choice. If a seed has all these things, it will grow into a plant. It will grow into the same kind of plant that it came from. An apple tree or a daisy or carrots or corn. It will grow into clover or it will grow into a bean plant like the ones you planted. Look at her green beans now. These are called pole beans, and people put a stick to make the plant stand up so whenever it rains, when God gives it rain, that it doesn't fall over and rot in the ground. Hands down, I didn't ask any questions. The end. And it has all these directions in the back. So sometimes at the bookstore, Miss Keena looks for books like this. This is something for you to look for at the store. Okay, the end. Now, I'm so sad, your words slipped right out of your lips. How a seed grows. Okay, we're going to start our center time. So at the big table today, we're working on our Handwriting Without Tears book in a small group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people will be working with Miss Keena. At Miss Broussard's table, you do not need a teacher with that today. Only Miss Keena will be working. Miss Broussard's going to be watching as you go from center to center. So at the big table, there are all kinds of math activities. At the Science Center, there are different types of vegetables to string from the big alphabet letters. Look, you and Daniela can see. No one else is being a giraffe right now. 2 people will be stringing vocabulary words, and 2 people will be matching the vocabulary card. You take turns. In the white basket are the cards that match. If yours doesn't match, it goes back to the bottom of that stack. And we know what a stack means. It means one on top of the other.
spot. Alright. Now, we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. Okay? 8 lines. So, this is the ball. Go to the blue. There is blue spot, in the ball. You like the same spot, it's open good, so just turn around. Right? And then you guys go to the other side, in the ball. So if Miranda's on the other side, I'm on this side, okay? So I serve. Miranda, we serve. Okay, the blue spot. I serve in the orange spot. The other side stays on the orange spot too. Okay, so we start and receive on the orange spot. Alright, so I'm doing an underhand serve. Okay? Try to make it cross over the net. Alright? So you can return it, okay? You can do the bounce, or you can toss it back to me. Alright? You can do the bounce or toss it back. Alright? Once you drop the ball, okay, that's it. Go to the end of the line, go to the end of your line, okay, and then the next person goes. Right. Alright, so let's see how far we can make it. Okay? So whoever has the ball, if I have the ball this side, I serve. Underhand serve. Okay, always you start with the underhand serve. Okay? Serve, 1. Alright, if it doesn't cross, it's a dead ball, then I go to the end of the line, Miranda goes to the end of the line. So the next person tries. Alright? Okay, is that it? Okay, so now it's Emma's turn. Emma and Thomas, your turn. Try. Now you serve, Emma. You serve. If you have the ball, you serve. Underhand serve. Alright, okay, there's a dead ball, so switch again. Give that to Abel, sir. Thomas, you come in here. Anthony, your turn. Guys, you worked on this serve yesterday. And you have Tuesday. Okay, go. Now, you can bump it back. Alright? Okay, go to the end of the line now. Alright, let's try again. Come on, Jose, you can do this. Start on the orange spot. Alright, ready, go. Alright, okay, next. Alright? Okay, if you have a ball, let's start. Any side of the court. Alright, any side of the court. Underhand serve. Oh, good. Alright, okay.
Lamar West, and I am here to talk about my conclusion to the 2 lessons that I was able to view earlier this week. I was able to watch a few lessons during my time in Miss K's pre-kindergarten 4 class. During shared reading time, Mrs. K reads the book Leaping Frogs. She makes reference to numbers, which is math, when she reads, for instance, "There are 3 leaping frogs down by the pond." She will ask one of her students, "Please show me the number of frogs that I just said that were down by the pond." So she will want the student to show her the number on their fingers. She also makes reference to colors. She may ask, "What colors are leaping frogs?" And of course they would hopefully say green. And she'll ask, "What other things are the color green?" She'll also make reference to sizes, saying, "Are leaping frogs the size of a person? Are they the size of a building?" And she will continue to ask students these kinds of questions so that they are having a clear understanding of what a leaping frog is. And she will also say that in the story, she'll read about a mom and her babies and saying that we all have mamas and we were all once babies. And she'll also ask where the animals live. Do animals live in a house? Do they live at the pond? Do they live in a building? And so that the students are really paying, so she can really check to see that students are paying attention and that they are understanding what she is reading. And she does this throughout her story. Mrs. K is quick to give reminders of students during the reading time and reminding them of using proper manners, raising their hand if they have a question, staying in their space on the carpet, and making good choices. And when she does have to give redirection or corrective feedback, she always asks the students what should they be doing, where should they be looking, their eyes should be on her, should be paying attention. And she'll also make reference to LLP, which is learning, listening, and position, so that they can remember what their body should be doing when they are on the carpet and it is group time. She closes her shared reading by asking students the events that occurred in the book from beginning to end. So for instance, she'll ask a student for what happened at the beginning of the story. And then she'll ask another student, what happened next? And then another student, what happened next? All the way throughout the story until she gets to the end, because she wants to see if the students were paying attention, if they are understanding going on. Now, during this questioning time, if a student is having trouble, she'll ask for another student to please help their friend. And she'll ask another student to, of course, say the events that they are currently on in the story. Following shared reading is calendar time. A different student is assigned to calendar each day. The teacher gives the student a pointer, and the student reads, for instance, when I did this observation, today is Thursday, May 7th, 2015. Tomorrow is Friday. Yesterday was Wednesday. The teacher asked the student to spell the 7 days with a capital letter followed by small letters. For instance, the day was Thursday, so she would want the student to say capital E, small h, small u, small r, all the way through the rest of the day, so that the student is making reference to uppercase and lowercase letters. Following the calendar is the vocabulary chart, which is a pre-reading exposure. This is one of the simplest ways to construct capital and lowercase letters, a great visual for the students. This builds oral language. So on the vocabulary chart, the words of the day on that day were vegetables. Different students are called to stand and asked to name 5 different vegetables on the chart. So they may name squash, peas, carrots, and if they're having trouble, again, the teacher will ask a friend to help. But she wants the students to be able to look at the letters and recognize the words and recognize uppercase and lowercase. And so that is how it's written with capital. It's written with capital letter and then lowercase following. This is a This is also great for left to right progression. Lastly, I observed the weather forecaster. And this is a new student each day as well. This is a pre-reading activity as well, and it incorporates top to bottom and left to right because they have a weather chart that they go out of doors with the paraprofessional and they fill out the weather chart. The weather forecaster introduces herself. She reads today's date, the month, the day, and the year. So she would say today is May 15th, 2015. She states, it is not sunny, the clouds are gray, there is no rain, there is no wind, it's cool, and then she would read her name at the bottom of the weather chart. And this is something that is done every day, and she would be able to keep the weather chart and it would go in her folder. Again, this is a different student every day. The wonderful thing about Miss K's class, and I think this comes with being a veteran teacher, she gives many verbal and nonverbal cues for great classroom management. Her students are very independent, very self-sufficient. They are able to open, close, zip, tighten, loosen. They are able to do many things for themselves, and she is very encouraging. So this was a great lesson for me to observe. The second video that you saw on the PE lesson was the second grade class, and Coach Paul used the following skills and techniques: eye-hand coordination, striking, spatial awareness, working with others or teamwork, tossing, catching, and following a sequence. As I stated in my video, in my introduction, they were working on this volleyball skill of passing, and he used 2 volleyball courts. Of course, the courts were, the nets were adjustable for a height that could be successful for second grade students to use. And he had 4 courts. He had 2 courts with 4 lines per court. The students were assigned a color, which coordinated with a spot marker on the court so the student would know where to go whenever their color was called. Once all of the students were assembled, beach balls were given to the first person on one side of each court. When Coach Paul blew his whistle, the students already knew that they were working on passing, and so they were attempting to pass the ball to themselves 1 time and then hopefully 2 times to pass the balls over the net, because in volleyball the game is played with 3 hits on one side before the ball has to go over the net. On the other side of the net, hopefully the next person is trying to catch the ball, and this person would continue the same sequence. So you're trying to pass it 1 time to yourself, and you get 2 tries to try to pass it over the net. After a period of time, the students begin now to keep track of how many times their ball goes over the net, and then the person who catches it keeps track of how many times they catch it. So now it's kind of like a little competition that they're doing between themselves and the person on the other side of the net. And they continue to rotate. Once their ball goes over the net, they go to the other side of the net, and then they keep rotating back and forth. So there's a lot of movement going on during the lesson. As the lesson comes to an end, Coach Paul, he blows his whistle to initiate stop, look, and listen. He reviews with the students of what they learned today, and then he asks for feedback on what skill that they learned and what rules did they have to follow and where did they need to go. And then the students are instructed to put up their equipment, but by color, so that everybody is not running to the equipment room at the same time. He calls a color at a time to put away their equipment, the balls and the spot markers and the cones, and so that all students are incorporated in helping with the lesson. So this was a great lesson also, a good flow of the classroom, good classroom management. The students know when the whistle blows, it's stop, look, and listen. They know where to go by their colors. They know how to clean up. So again, very good lesson, and I enjoyed seeing both of the teachers in their respective areas.